All right, welcome back. We got the Panhandle Open 4, back 9 of round 1. As always, thanks to our sponsors. Visit Pensacola, Pensacola Sports, Flight Factory Discs. Here you can see the leaderboard. Matt Oram leading the way through 9 holes, 7 under.
Really impressive.
Yeah, we got our feature card though. Colin leading the way on our feature card with Cam right behind him. And then you can see at the bottom, Robert and Jeremy 1 under, but everybody is in the action. And as for the front 9, I've got Brad Mizerany with me. Brad?
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. I'm going to start you off with hole 10 right here. As you see, pretty straightforward hole. You're going to tee off and have to go pretty much in between a light pole and a dugout. But the hole is straight ahead, 300 feet. No real danger except for going over the fences left or right. And if you go too far past the pin, it's the only thing you really want to be careful about. But with all these guys having good arms, I can imagine they're mostly throwing putters and just kind of sliding up to it, maybe a mid-range, but pretty straightforward. I want to say that you saw Matty O with that 7 under on the front 9, and we did go through the 3 toughest holes in the whole course.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Already.
That's good to point out. If he keeps that up, he will light it. As you see Jeremy throwing the soft hyzer. No trouble there. Just leave yourself 20 to 30 feet probably.
And the important thing about throwing the putter here is that you can throw it straight and it's going to stay straight. There's not a whole lot of drivers that you can do that with. And so it's a good thing these guys have good arms. And you can see Colin sneaking up there to, looks like just inside the circle. Yeah, 25, 30 feet. No real need to flex it here, just give it some air. Oh, as I'm saying that. Really important, like your putters and mid-ranges need height to work.
Just to get that glide underneath.
Right, because they don't have the speed to get there. Too blunt of a nose. That looked pretty overstable coming from Cam. Kind of surprising, but I think once again, he has so much power. He might be scared of going too far, so. Whew. Gibney still feeling that putt. It didn't go in, but that was...
That's a dangerous putt to run if you don't draw a medal.
Okay, I'm taking a little bit more time than we saw on the front 9. Oof. Almost comes through for him.
Yeah.
A little bit better. I mean, his misses in the front 9 were not close misses, so
they really
it's
weren't.
good to see that that's a pretty long putt. Like I said, I think he took a little bit more time, so there we go. Rob's been heating up the last few holes.
Yeah, that's 3 in a row.
Yeah, he started off kind of rough, but not long ago he was way out of it, and he's hanging in there. Cool.
Nice putt.
And straddle, too.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've noticed that. Has he been straddling from that route every time? Man, that's impressive. It's so much harder to get.
He's got that smooth little, almost Matty-O-ish. He's got that little Annie release. It's not quite as, unique, but...
Who is?
But yeah, back to Rob. He took the double on 7, and then answered with 8 and 9.
After 2 out of bounds and 7, yeah.
It was a good putt there from Colin as well. Nobody really pegged this target here, so all bunch of long putts.
Good putts, but yeah, I'm kind of surprised. And as we got closer to the basket, you see there's a little bit of a drop off, and it's out of bounds behind it, so maybe that got in their heads a little bit. I mean, I know that once again for a lot of people that aren't pros, we don't have to worry about going that far if you're throwing a putter or mid-range, so you can throw it full force. But when you have to back off sometimes you back off too much. It's just it's hard to go the exact right percentage. Yeah,
so here is hole 11. Coming in as 14th handicap hole on the course, 2.38, 337 feet. There is nothing to this hole unless you throw it too far. I can go over the fence there that you can see. You got a wide open forehand, backhand, whatever you want. So just attack this hole whatever's comfortable for that distance. And we'll see. I think Rob's taking with the hyzer here. Yeah.
There you go.
If it was a little shorter of a hole, it'd probably be the easiest hole on the course. But just being over 300, I guess.
Rear back a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you have to rear back a little bit, you never know. You get the disc a little bit too high up, a little too low. You're not going to quite get the distance. It's It's also funny. So a lot of people talk about it that some people play better in the woods than they do on open courses because they have to focus on the line so much.
Yeah.
And so, well, that's a great shot too, man.
Really good ground play on that shot.
Maybe he played it up that way because I noticed his hand was really low. But talking about that well manicured grass, how it gets that air hockey action to it and just keeps going. That one dug a little bit, but had the distance. But yeah, these guys are so good. They can focus and they can see a line even when they're out in the open and know exactly where they want to throw it. But you got to really focus in and concentrate on that because there's not a defined line. You can throw it pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
Gibney's still struggling just a hair off the tee. I mean, he's 3 under, but just his tee shots are not quite where they usually are.
Yeah, you're all over on that because his putting has been, well, I'll say that, it just comes up a little short.
Has been, not
his putting has been great. I mean, A+ up to this point. So.
And he's, missed 3 putts before that were an inch off.
Yeah.
So.
As Cam.
There you go.
Starting to pick it up here.
There it is. I know he doesn't want to get beat by Matteo or Colin, so he's gonna. His good friends he plays with a bunch, all Prodigy guys. As is Gibney.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. So for the most part, people making easy work of this hole. I think looks like Michael's gonna be the only one. Besides
no.
Rob to miss it. I tried to catch myself, but it was too late. I think he took a lot of time on that. I don't know if there was something with the wind or he was uncomfortable, but he normally doesn't take that much time, and maybe that got in his head a little bit and kind of overpowered it. Maybe he's like, okay, don't come up short, don't come up low.
Hole 12. Another shout out to Pensacola. Give them a look next time you're traveling somewhere to the beach.
Beautiful
Great place to stay. Yeah, tell them we sent you there. This is a par 4, first one on the back 9, 522 feet. Good hole here. You got a big tee shot. Watch out for the power lines. Basket is going to be way back there behind the baseball field, so back here by the fence. All of this field is in play. Outside of the fence leading up to this is out of bounds. So as long as you don't throw a really errant tee shot, you're going to be okay. You'll be in the ballpark. But Jeremy going to lead us off with a backhand. Maybe not quite turning it over as much as he wanted to, but that's going to be fine.
Playing is the easiest hole I saw on the entire course. As you can see why. It's 522 feet, but playing way downhill. Saved by the fence. Able to get a lot of distance off this one. As long as there's not crazy wind, you can imagine there'll probably be some big scores if there's a lot of wind.
Right, yeah.
Oh, that looks beautiful. And someone like Cam, he could possibly go for this. And he almost does.
Yeah, like he'll just have the putt over the fence. And yeah, there you see, it's basically circle's edge. So
yeah, and I just checked the rules. So there is OB behind the basket. So that's the issue with trying to go for it. I don't know how far past the basket OB is, but maybe it's worth it. And you have a circle's edge or closer putt for 3. I don't know. But I think Cam had the right play. Just throw it low, throw a bullet, and hit the fence.
Yeah, it still plays mid-4s. It's downhill, so it doesn't play 522, but it's still a rip. So if you get it, past the fence in the air, that's a heck of a shot. So.
Ooh, that's a tough little angle right there. That's a great shot right there.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a pretty smart way to play the hole. Just take your birdie. Him and Rob's right here at the outfield.
I bet you almost want to play it a little short of the fence. Just give yourself a little extra space to work with. So you don't have to worry about throwing it too low or whatever and clearing the fence. I think Colin wanted to make that. He really did. All right, let's see how.
Yeah, this is a pretty great spot to be because you got enough room to work with the fence and get it up and over.
Ooh,
and he really close to having
and
that.
If you see, like he kind of had the nose not really down, but a little bit, like just barely angled down, knowing they had to get over the fence and drop real quick. And Cam even had to drop quicker, so that angle, releasing, breaking your wrist down like that's very tricky. Got to make sure you get it over the fence still, and drop it. That's why I think Gibney's distance was a little bit easier for the eagle run.
Yeah.
When pinched off of that fence.
We will give a quick shout out Josh Hollingsworth who lit it up front round.
Boom.
The only eagle here
That's impressive.
of the day.
Helping make this the easiest hole in the course.
Yeah.
And so far it looks like we've got a bunch of birdies.
Yep.
And you can see why. Just throw it in the baseball field, pitch it over, don't throw it too far on your second shot. And
Yeah, unless you hit a power line and come down out of bounds or at the dugout over there inbounds, because that's just a rough up shot from there. Big thanks to those guys as always, representing the disc golf scene there in Pensacola. We've got hole 13, par 3, 331 feet. This is a pretty wide open shot for 95% of the fairway. Then you're going to get to the circle's edge at the front, and you're going to have the fence that meets in the corner, the big pole there also at the corner. It's probably a spike hyzer almost. You just want to land something
dig into
dead
that hill.
on. Yeah, 330 feet.
And the only danger I think is the fence past the basket. So not if you land short, you're fine. Left, you're fine. Right, you're fine. But that fence you see past the basket, that's going to be that's OB if you go beyond that. But it's going to be tough to get past that, especially if you're throwing a hyzer.
Yeah, or you can almost ace it like Jeremy did.
I mean, if you want to make the game too easy, it's better to have a long putts. That's what brings people back.
I guess so. Whatever you say.
Yeah, sure.
Was that a little kiss?
I think it was a little right off the pole.
Doesn't end up in any trouble.
But as you see here, like since that basket is sitting slightly on that hill, coming up a little short, even short of the fence, is not as difficult as that last hole because you can putt just right over the fence and go into the basket like a normal putt.
Yeah, that's true.
Or at least close to it. All these guys are making this hole look super easy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
It's Gibney again.
I don't know. I think he may have hit the fence over the fence.
It was like right at the top of it.
I think he may have hit that little tiny fence.
Like that next little pole right there?
I think he may have hit that. That's why it looks so weird. But here you go. He's got the angle. I mean, it's just a long uphill putt. Boom. What'd I say?
You called that the entire way.
And y'all have not seen this. I have not looked at the scores. That was totally me just trying to tell Michael what to do.
Yeah, we listened.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be his caddy from here on out.
Oh, no.
He had a great run, and now that's a couple in a row. Or 2 of the last 3 holes he's had birdie putts at. They just kind of whiffed on. And
yeah.
I don't know if now it's starting to get in his head. I see the trees definitely starting to move a little bit more. The flags underneath the basket are ripping a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's getting a little more windy as the day goes on, for sure.
Maybe he was trying to, and he hadn't put that hard, I don't think, all day. Maybe he just tried to cut through the wind a little bit. As Colin just 90-mile-an-hour fastball at the basket, inside corner strike.
Yeah, I know we're at the baseball park.
Whoa! Well, hey, whatever works, Colin.
Good catch.
Boom.
This might be the little pitching area. I lost the term in my as I'm speaking.
Bullpen?
It's in the bullpen. There we go.
Just lighting up fastballs.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's just back here in the bullpen, lighting it up. Taking us to hole 14, 230 feet. The fifth hardest hole, surprisingly. It's a very short hole, but you're coming in pretty tight. If you throw it a little too far, you do not have a putt, because inside the circle on the other side of the basket, you see these little bushes and then the parking lot. So the play here is to honestly miss a little short, but still, I mean, it's a
230 feet.
230 foot shot.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
I can't wait to watch these guys throw, because fifth hardest hole. I'm assuming someone's not going to get it, but I mean, I could be wrong. I guess that is fifth hardest hole for the entire
This open
tournament.
field.
Is that just open field?
Just open field.
Oh
yeah.
wow, that's extremely surprising then. So far, well, first shot good. Colin, like I said, plays to go short, and he went a little too short, I think. There we go, Cam ripping out the big hyzer. Well, pin high.
Yeah.
That seems fine.
Have a good little putt there.
Like I said, we noticed the wind blowing a little bit more last hole.
Getting that big old run back.
All right. The James Conrad run.
Yeah.
I think that was an early release again. Definitely slipped out of his hand. I mean, you saw he was lining up the big hyzer, like aiming for that big power pole on the right, and just came out way low and low. I don't know if it's getting in his head now or what, but I've played quite a few rounds with Michael, and he's usually he's a great putter, like he has been all day.
Case in point.
There you go. But he's also much better off the tee than this usually. So I couldn't imagine if he was throwing better off the tee. I mean, he'd be challenging for the lead, if not in the lead, of this card.
That's a few Collins had, front cage.
He's been up and down with his putting today. It's been...
Which is crazy, because he is 9 under par for the tournament so far.
And you see there, he went back to a little bit of floaty putt. The last hole, last couple holes, he darted them in there, and I don't know if he changed it up because of the wind or what, but maybe he's just uncomfortable on the putting green, and sometimes you feel like you got to change things around. Hopefully, eventually, they'll find something that works. But.
Yeah, and not assuming that's the case with him right now, but once you get to that point during a round, that's a tough place to be, because that headspace is,
yeah.
It gets cloudy.
Ooh. That was fluttering a little right, yeah.
A little right side catch.
Well, I mean, we saw Watts not playing easy, but I'm still surprised. I bet all these guys, well, the guys that didn't get it, wishing they had a second round here just for that hole.
Yeah. Here's another par 3, 340 feet, hole number 15. The next hardest hole on the course.
There you go.
This one not as surprising. It's downhill. You're going to see the fence there at the back of the baseball field on the left side. So that is out of bounds if you cross that. Same for the right side. It just continues to narrow. Then here at the circle, backside, you got the fence back there, but it does become out of bounds if you throw it too far. So that distance can sneak up on you.
So we don't have, it looks like any forehand players. I've hardly seen any forehands this round. Ooh! I was going to say the forehand sets up pretty well for this shot, but I could be wrong. You got that slope going down right to left. The tree on the left makes it difficult for the forehand, but as far as the OB is concerned, I think the forehand's easier to escape the OB.
Yeah, you're probably right on that.
But at the same time, if you are pin high and going OB left, I mean, it's a 20-foot putt. Come on, Gibney. Come on. Oh, inbounds. Okay, I couldn't even tell for a second.
That looked out of bounds
the whole way. I mean, that must have been like an M3 or something like that, because that was just... I couldn't assume that was a driver. It's only 340 downhill,
Yeah,
and it just stayed right the entire way. That looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Just too far. These guys are more man than me. There's definitely all mid-ranges or putters. Oh. Whew. Well, it's safe, but
Yeah.
you can hear that wind. Now you can see it ripping his shirt.
Mm-hmm. Not a fun putt to have going into the wind right there.
God, and he's been struggling lately. I hope he gets something going here. It's tough. But I mean, he's putting downhill, so honestly, that headwind shouldn't affect it a whole lot. It actually might do opposite of what it normally does. Normally, the headwind, see, there you go. Normally, it picks it up. That's because you normally have the nose up. Well, the wind coming at you, nose down, going downhill, it's going to push that face and knock it down. And some people don't. They're scared.
Yeah.
Because normally it lifts it up, and they don't want to. I mean, if he gets the nose up there, it may even go over the fence. It's ripping so good. So I know I wanted to make that, but he's definitely playing cautiously. There we go. Back to it.
Good putt.
He's good at adjusting. I mean, he knew that last one he just hit a little low, and he felt it. And when you're that good, you can feel it. Usually your next putt's gonna be right on. Finally, a good drive, good break for Gibney. Good, he capitalizes it.
Yeah.
I mean, he said the last two holes were subpar drives, I would say, for him, but he's capitalized on the good putt. And you really hope that you don't relax when you finally get a close putt and just miss it.
Yeah.
Like, man, finally, I'm only 20 feet, doink.
Yeah, that's the worst.
So a fair amount of birdies here. Three birdies, I think, again.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, fifth and sixth hardest holes, and
yeah,
3 birdies out of 5 on both
feature
holes.
card. Played it pretty well.
I mean, and this has most of the highest rated players. You have Matty O playing, but I did hear that he just decided to play day before, so probably why I got left off this card, but on the hole 16.
Yeah, so 16, par 3, coming in as the 4th hardest hole. The last couple holes, been back to back to back, so 365 feet. The back side of this hole is where the real trouble comes in. There's a kind of a weird angle. You'll see after these trees that he's just throwing through, it kind of goes left and right real quick. So unless you just go over them to the right.
Oh, that's not bad.
So I didn't consider that.
Well, you're not a pro either, so
Yeah.
maybe that's why.
So that was a great shot.
I mean, you're talking about all these obstacles you just mentioned, and then it's also 365. So you gotta put some pop to it. Even when you have an arm, you gotta. They're probably throwing something they can control. So you're talking about fairway drivers, maybe mid ranges. I doubt it, but somewhere around 7-8 speeds. So hard to control, and gotta throw it pretty good.
Yeah, and it plays a little uphill, so it's a little.
Is this a roller?
Yes, it is.
Or did he thrower?
I think it was planned.
I think it was a purposeful roller.
Yeah,
it just didn't.
Like it.
I think he didn't quite get the height it needed to flip up and hit the ground at the right angle. Just had
Interesting play though. I like that idea. That's a tough landscape to do that with.
Yeah, you just got to make it cut soon because you have the out of bounds past it. So it's got to be something really flippy.
Yeah, and there is your trouble on a straight, hyzer at the end of your flight. As you can see, Jeremy got.
At least that's not out of bounds though.
Straight to a little bit of turn and then fade to the basket. But yeah, he's safe over there. His only trouble will be his weird footing.
Not breaking an ankle.
Right.
I think he's just playing the safe shot.
Yeah, that's a good play right there, and he's still gonna have a look.
Yeah, I mean it's safe. It's a long look, and it shouldn't be that dangerous. The OB's pretty far past it. And Gibney catching that early tree is gonna have a bit of a tricky upshot still. Oh no, he knows it.
Oh boy.
That's playing tennis right now. I mean, not only is that OB on the disc golf course, that's also OB on the tennis court. He's failed on 2 sports on that shot.
That is a double fault.
Double fault. Did not pass go, did not collect $200. Sorry.
So Colin Forehand with the forehand here.
That is honestly extremely rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's serviceable right there, but you can tell he wasn't that comfortable with it. He's been working on it a lot. I know Colin. I've played a couple rounds with him. I actually caddied for him a couple times, but it's crazy. It's one of the best names in disc golf. But he does not throw forehand. I mean, I think that's the first one all round. Whew. Rob dialing it in.
It might be. He may have thrown one on hole 3, the par 4 around the fence, if I remember. But who knows? Could just be forgetting that.
Well, I know definitely his second shot was a backhand.
Yeah, it was.
But I don't remember his tee shot.
Yeah, so Cam halfway sitting, halfway standing. Probably not too excited about that.
I'd be excited if he made that.
Mm-hmm. Me too. Yeah, well, here's a look at a 2.
That's impressive. Like I said, 4th hardest hole, and you see, I mean...
Man, he's lit it up here on the back 9.
What's he sitting at now? 08. He's called up to Cam. I mean, anytime you're tied with a disc golfer who's 1,030 rated, you got to be feeling pretty good about yourself.
Right.
I mean, that's top 50 in the world kind of stuff. Well, he almost went a little too casually there, a little right side catch, but... And you see Colin sitting in the lead of this feature card at 10 under. And we haven't got an update, but, I mean, Matteo was 7 under after 9.
Right. Yeah,
like, if he's having even a decent back 9, I mean, he's going to be in the lead by a few. But
right.
We'll wait and see.
Yeah, so here's hole 17, 316 feet. Another par 3. 2.46 is the average. This is going to be another hyzer, planning, maybe even a little short. Just run something at the fence. There's no trouble there unless you go over it. But the basket's so close to the fence, why not just burn something into it? So we'll see how they do it, but I'm pretty positive that's going to be the objective. Maybe that height, but that's a little early for sure.
Yeah, definitely threw something really overstable, which is kind of the play for these guys. Once again, I'm going to say it again, it's well-manicured grass, these ball fields, very low, going to get a lot of skip if you do play that low shot. And I feel like that's the safer play. I mean, Colin's actually going for it, so it goes a little bit higher. And as long as you have that good height control and you know how to play in the wind, you can hit that fence. Like, that's the best play. Throw it wide enough where you're not going to go out of bounds.
Yeah.
But if you do salt off just a little bit, it's going to hit that fence right next to it, and you're sitting there. I feel like a lot of people will play something like a Destroyer, Firebird, or H1 to stow it and flare into it. Especially on a windy day.
Yeah.
Which I'm hearing it right now coming through.
Good little stop. Good stop.
He's really got to concentrate after the that last hole was.
Yeah, that's true.
He got into it, and that looks like a good shot. That looks like one's going to be about pin high and hit the fence. Almost.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah. A little bit more gusto on it, and that would have been perfect, but it's just well inside the circle. Yeah.
He tried to wheel it in.
He wanted
to. Jog.
He wanted it, but he knew it wasn't there at the same time.
Rob, it'd be really nice to grab this one.
Yeah, you can tell he's frustrated with himself. I mean, he struggled at first, and they finally put a few together, and then one bad miss, and he just hasn't been the same since.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he hit that streak early on at the beginning of this that I remember we said 3 in a row. As Gibney sneaks one in.
That was a bullet.
He just kind of fizzled out from there.
Yeah, like we said, as long as he can hold on, he can make a push the next course, but...
Yeah, that lead is getting longer.
Yeah, he's going to be, after Colin makes this, thank goodness, he's 8 behind Colin. And, I mean, that's just going to be... That's going to be too much to catch up on Colin, Cam, Matteo. As good as these guys may be at a local course, these are 1,000+ rated, 1,030 rated players, and it's going to be. And he knows that. He's playing for position now, playing for pride. I know he wants to set a course record or something, but
right,
a little bit too far to win the tournament.
Yeah. So last hole of the round, hole 18, par 3. I believe it is the shortest hole on the course, 214 feet. Playing as the 7th hardest hole. Also a little surprising, but if you come in early and you hit one of these signs, it could kick you out of bounds. So that's probably part of it.
What is the island?
Fairly big island, but yeah, as an island, you always got to deal with keeping it in bounds. So,
I mean, and you see these holes, and it says it plays at the 7th hardest, but it also averages, what was it, like 2.4,
something like that.
So it's on 2.4, and so the course isn't that difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still averaging 0.6 strokes under par, which is pretty low, but still, once again, surprising. Considering it's only 214 feet. These guys are probably playing overstable putters, something they control the distance on. It is definitely different ground play with the dirt, clay, than it has been on the grass all day, but it should make it even easier. It should stick. So just throw it. Hey, I know I can throw this 210 feet.
Right.
Throw it there. That's a smart play there. If you want to make sure you get it in the island, throw it left at the fence. Oh no! That looked like it was gonna be a great shot. Did it sneak in bounds?
Yeah, it stayed in bounds.
Oh man,
stayed in bounds, but that was close.
That was pin seeking for a bullseye hit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good layup! I think I heard someone say in the background. Was that Gibney?
It sounded like it.
Oh my goodness, that's harsh, man.
Gotta love the hate though.
You gotta, man.
Middle of the round, just the smack talk. Great putt there from Cam to finish the round.
Like I said, all these guys kind of know each other. They're all from Pensacola, Mobile area. I think Gibney's probably the first way, being from, I think, Fairhope. So they played with each other quite a few times. So it's all good-hearted fun, but good-natured fun, I should say. I love Gibney. I kind of almost hope he misses this 10-footer now, just for saying that. So everyone can rib him after that. It'd be just great. Assuming he's not, but you better take your time. Woo! Sneaks it over. Still finishes at 7 under. That's respectable, especially once again he had a lot of OBs
off the tee. He just wasn't there this round, so 7 under is very respectable.
Mm-hmm. He wishes he could play this course again, but there you go. Colin finishes with 12 under. And what happened to Maddie?
And look at this. Hollingsworth with the hot round of 13 under. That is a scorcher.
And the only eagle on the round, so that's what did it.
Yeah, and Matt just 3 under on the back nine. It's kind of a shock there. Some of the easier holes.
Still making lead card.
Yeah.
Him and Cam and Colin all going to be on round tomorrow, which I'm excited to watch it. This is going to be fun. This should be something that these guys would be a lot better at because it's a permanent course they've all played before.
Yeah, that's true. As always, thank you guys for watching. Brad, thanks for stepping in on commentary. We will see you round 2.
Been fun, guys.